welcome to BeoTalk 208. As per usual, go give us a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. If you subscribe, then you can join in the chat. It keeps the bots and annoying people out. Also, if you wish to buy anything from Skinny Play, there is a link, and if you buy any 2 products, you'll get 10% off. Or if you use the promo code for 1, you also get 10% off. For the double sale, we get a small kickback, and for the other one we don't, but everything goes back into the channel as per usual. Evening Anders, and also if you haven't joined Discord yet, which is good fun, come join our Discord, and you want to stay in the house of BeoTalk. So, yeah, how's your week been?
Not bad. Installed a contour, finally. The project would never end. Looks fucking beautiful. But I couldn't get here's what kind of pisses me off with this contour thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dealer builds it, and they just pack it in the box and ship it out. They don't fucking turn it on and update everything and make sure that it works, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of had a feeling that that's exactly going to be the fact of the matter here. So I did unpack the TV. Obviously, the panel has a cord because it's wired in, right? Like it's just there. And they forgot to send the power cord for the fucking stage.
Is that why it didn't work?
So I borrowed they had a figure 8 plug from a Surface, right? So I updated both of them, hanging on the wall. And, then I come in the next day because I didn't have a power plug, and I just, I didn't expect that not to be there, right? Like, come on. So, but I also had a whole bunch of other work. I had to do a TV upstairs in the bedroom as well, so there was no way I would do it in a day. So if we could back it up, 4 o'clock, right? And the next day I come in, did the whole thing, and then it needed more updates for some reason. So, first of all, there is no gold contour on the app. I noticed.
Still?
It's just black, yeah. We couldn't get the fucking app to even show the contour. It would just be showing up the stage in black, right?
Still? Jesus Christ.
So, lo and behold, well, they have a gold contour, but it's black on the app. So got it all going. And for some reason, the Apple TV wouldn't take the CEC commands. Like, it wouldn't do through HDMI, it just wouldn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was messaging you over, right? And I walked away from it for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, do something else. Actually, I went to do the bedroom TV upstairs. Come back, everything's fucking normal. Everything's working. I don't get it.
Has it been working since? Have you gotten a message?
Oh yeah, I got a message, all right. I got a message when I was yesterday on Friday when I finished. I peel off the fucking thing off the remote, right?
Yeah.
Well, the glass came with it. Literally just, I'm like, brand new remote, dude. Brand new remote. Like, it was held in by like a postage glue, the glass. So I press it down, and then I couldn't peel it off again. So I'm like, okay, it's not a fluke, but I know that this is coming, right? So I haven't even had a chance to make a call to Vancouver to tell him, bro, you need to send another keypad chassis because this one's fucked.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'll have to do that. I guess the benefit now, if I think about it, the benefit of having everything done through the app, as far as like the source control and deletion of sources and blah blah blah, it makes sense. Not just if you have a multitude of remotes, because everything downloads the same, so you don't have to reset up every single remote individually, right? Because then it just gets lengthy process. But I guess also that if you have a fucked remote, you can just re-download the new chassis and move on with your life.
Can I show
But
the picture of the contour, by the way, that you sent?
yeah. Go ahead.
I was just thinking to myself, I actually forgot to ask if that was okay.
No, it's fine. You can't see anything out of it. So yeah, then I turned everything back on and it started working. Also, when you go to connections, see how it shows LG and wireless keyboard? It doesn't show the sources.
Yeah.
You have to go back up to channels and go back down to connection, and then you can see that you can click into like then it populates those additional lines of menu. It's weird.
That's really strange, yeah. What panel is this? Is this CX or C1 or?
I didn't really look into it to see what it was. It's whatever they pack with the contours.
Interesting.
But yeah, it turned out nice as far as the install. That's the one I was worried about, that you won't be able to swing it out of the wall, right? But there is enough room that you could do that.
So in terms of installing, how do you like the swivel mount? Is it good, or is it sort of like or?
It's kind of it kind of looks like STB brackets built it, to be honest. Not to like talk back on STB brackets or talk down on STB brackets, but it's that not as far as we could have taken it type of thing.
It's a bit
Like
more
the
budget,
cable,
you mean?
like the cable management is just basically two little on the side, like you have the plate, right, and there's just two little hooks that V1 came with those little rubber O-rings that you can just hook from one to the other, and then the cable's held inside, right? So I'm not the biggest fan of it. One thing I'm not a big fan of at all is there is really very little consideration to have a long or thicker style HDMI cables going into the panel. You can't put the back panel on the TV. You can't. You just can't. Like, I have to bend the cable, fucking make sure, and still like there's 1 mil too much because of the zip ties that are holding it all in place properly. It sticks out just a little bit. You'll never see it. They'll never see it because it's behind, but I know it's there, and I'm like, why in the
It
hell?
annoys you.
It fucking does, and I'm like, why is it so hard for you guys to give that extra mil so you can have like, I don't know what they all use in Denmark for cables, but like I use AudioQuest here. I think that they're not the best, but they are, to me, they're the best. And the only thing that I guess they lack a little bit is in a bending radius. They're not as bendy as like I have an HDMI cable sitting there. I was updating a BeoSystem 3 yesterday that came in the mail for one of my clients. It had that BeoSystem 3, dude, had a software on it. It was built 504, and the last one is 1311. It was so far back that not even in a service tool I don't even have that far back on a service tool to go in software.
Wait, so that's what, like 2005 or something?
Probably. Look what year it's made or built.
Dear Lord. I mean, that's old if you haven't updated it in that long.
Yeah, the freaking label's data scratched off, son of a bitch. 2006. MMVI. So that's 2006. That's got to be one of the first ones. From 2006. Wow. The thing's got 16 years on it?
And it's still working. So what did they have with it then?
Some sort of a third-party panel, I think. I didn't even bother going through the connections and like to see what they have or what was connected to it. I looked into the service counters and then just plugged it into the service tool and started freaking like an hour and a half of software updates on this thing because you can't just blast like 1311 on it because this thing will just have a fucking seizure. So I had to
Wait, so
start from the
you have to do every step in between to get to third.
do every step. I did every third. So I did the bottom of the menu, which is like 10.0, I guess, or .1 software, and then I just slowly, I think I flashed it 3 times to get it to 1311. And then I flashed puck tables on it to get whatever I'm gonna be connecting to it over there. Hopefully, I have it there. But shit, I forgot to put the fucking puck table for controlling the TV because they have some stupid third party stuff.
What is T? Was it TL? No, TCL or whatever? Is it some odd brand name of TV?
No, I think it's a Pioneer or Panasonic. One of the P's, I believe. I don't think it's a Samsung.
Hmm.
So I'll just flash it once I get there. That job is gonna be a fucking disaster. It's an old theater, like old theater, that the dude that did it, uh, I can't blame the installer because it was the guy that sold the system as a design, was a fucking doofus. And that room is running a master link on 2 Cat 5 cables, Cat 5e. I didn't even think that was possible. I shit you not, it works.
And no
Slight,
grounding issues?
slight buzz in it, but no, just it works. So
I guess.
that's what I'm saying. So the guys updated their TV, like the not TV, but the provider, right? So they
Hmm.
got the new cable box, and it's in Canmore, so it's an hour and a half away from me now. And those people give no shits whatsoever as far as like the Shaw company is like those installers, especially in Canmore, and like because there's like one Jimmy the Trunk Slammer that does it all, and he doesn't give a fuck, right? Like fire me, and you do. So they came in and they basically just butchered the entire system, the entire theater. They just took the HDMI, unplugged everything, and plugged the HDMI from the TV, from the processor. It just went into the cable box, disconnected all the speakers. Plus, that job was Mickey Mousey altogether because they didn't want to spend the 10 grand it used to be on a Biosystem 3 back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking did this like Parasound with RTI. I honestly think that if you put that value of cost and programming and troubleshooting and fucking with it together, you would probably come up with Biosystems 3 being a cheaper option right out of the gate. Because once you put the System
Yeah.
3 with the freaking speakers as they're supposed to be, you laugh and you get no issues anymore. Those issues are over. So,
Then again, it
and
is six.
line level, so it's triggered off the line. So I gotta find out where those fucking power links are coming from, find out all the splices, and then splice my own things into it. Hopefully that it'll work.
Well, fingers crossed.
Dude, it's gonna. I fucking hate these jobs. Like I don't go to my jobs and have these issues, like because I don't do that to myself. Obviously, I don't do it to other people. But like even when my technician came from Vancouver to fix the Avant's speaker chassis,
Mm.
like he texted me back. He's like, "Holy fuck, dude, that's like one of the most labeled awesome jobs I've ever seen." I'm like, every single one of my jobs is like that. You should know that.
Label, label, label. I do you
Like,
by now get excited if like whoever makes it makes a new label maker that's quicker and better.
no, I have my trusty Dymo that I've had for, oh man, at least 6 years. Like that thing labeled everything that I own or did or have done. But no, I don't really get crazy. Like there are better and probably by now and more efficient ones, but that thing is a fucking tank, dude. And I'm like, I don't fix shit and ain't broke. Maybe I would have bought one and got excited if Milwaukee came out with one because it kind of matches all my tools and shit. But other than that, no. I think Dymo is a very good brand. I don't know what you guys have in Europe. I
Same.
think Dymo, yeah. So I just use regular 3/4 inch nylon labels. So even if you do have to relabel the cable, then they easily peel off, and the glue residue that stays, you can literally just scrub it off. It's more, it's almost the same residue like when you get a new credit card. It's on that letter, right? Like the
Oh,
little,
yeah.
yeah, it turns to that.
That makes
So
total sense.
they have other ones that I've seen that like freaking they discolor the cables and stuff. So I don't use those.
Proper glue.
Yeah, House of Bang& Olufsen. What is that all about? Let's talk about that a little.
Apparently, they're doing stuff.
Well, fucking see where it says click here to learn more. Let's do that. Let's learn more, class.
But I mean, they chose the picture of the cover of a Harmony. So that I wonder what that says. I mean, will that be an 83-inch Harmony, or will it be different colors, or both? I'm kind of interested in what. I mean, as I've been saying for the longest time, since LG started making those 83-inch panels, it just makes sense to do that for a Harmony.
Yeah. Yeah, generating enthusiast, one could make a business out of clearing up trunk slimmers meshes. You know what? That's basically what I come across quite a bit, especially like on the jobs that I haven't done. And sometimes I'm mesmerized and amazed by how dilapidated the job is and the shit still fucking somehow works. And some are just like, I couldn't even. I said that before that I came to a job once and buddy had 5 emitters stuck to a magnifier lens over top of the Apple TV because the light would break better too. So you had 5 IR emitters, so you would have 5 different rooms. I, to this day, could not fathom
That
how
makes
that worked.
no sense.
But that's we'll call it Takeover Tuesdays here. Yeah, man. Sometimes it'll make you cry when you watch like how people work, even. But
But
I don't
apparently,
know.
yeah. Apparently, this is the house of B&O or Bang& Olufsen.
Okay, this is what you clicked on.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna make all fancy about it, because you get exclusive access to events. You'll be first online for new and limited products, which is actually rather nice. So
Oh,
don't everybody sign up to this.
so is that like how they are excusing their leaks now? That they're just gonna have? Oh yeah, we're just gonna make this part of the website.
Maybe.
'Cause I don't get it. Carefully crafted content just for you.
And
Okay, really.
so far that's what it is. It's a bit minimal, really. Hold on, I'm just gonna sign myself up. See. Oh, so when you sign up, you get
An error,
no, you get this. You get a what is it? A sort of digital postcard thing.
I guess.
Personalized content.
What the fuck are they gonna personalize for you? They're gonna cut out all the vegans and
Just for us.
for us
We'll
and
get to
shit.
see normal people. People
There's
that
no
just eat
real vegan.
vegetables. Just get those
Gonna
people.
actually get to see the fucking B&O product in pictures instead of just having these, underfeds running around with freaking earpods.
You know what?
I can't believe how expensive those new headphones are. That's insanity. It's insane. Like, how dare you, B&O?
So you sign up with your name and your email, and that's it. And we'll see where that goes.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh Christ on a cross. Let's go to headphones.
Let's see if I have a confirmation email. No, apparently their servers work on Danish time. So it'll be... I'll update when I see something.
Can't believe they're $530 for those EX or X or whatever the new headphones are. It's too much. Too much. Oh yeah, on Tuesday. So speaking of Takeover Tuesdays, tomorrow on Tuesday I'm going to a house that.
Tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah, on Tuesday I'm going to a house that runs still on master controlling, so that's gonna be fun.
Just call Steve. He can tell you all about it.
I'm all good with MCL. That's not a problem. My problem is that it all worked and then it stopped after he gotten the 3500 repaired, and he said there was something. I think personally that he effed up either the connector, the from the converter, or he actually fucked up the splice when he was trying to put it in on the wall. That's all I can think of, because it's a freaking analog system. Like, it's one cable that feeds all. So it's gonna be fun times. And I didn't want to, like, not that didn't want to go on Tuesday, but they're like, oh, by the way, it's street sweeping here. I'm like, fuck. So now I can't park on the street, right? Because it's street sweeping, and they live right downtown, so it's gonna be fun times. But yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah, is that on alternating days that they sweep one side and then the other? Or... I don't know.
No, they go by well, the street sweeping started last week, right? And then Tuesday they fucking panic switched back to snow plowing because we had 25 centimeters fall down. And then Wednesday was a disaster slush, and then Thursday it fucking hammered again. So some of the neighborhoods are now pushed like to end of May, if they even get to them, for street sweeping.
So I got the email from B&O back.
Okay, sweet. At least the guy's happy.
Yeah, actually, that makes a somewhat of a difference. Like, I don't really care if you're skinny, fat, or somewhere in between, but at least you're sort of happy and not all sort of hump about it. Yeah.
Freaking duck lips.
But
cool.
This is not allowed on Instagram by you, B&O people, because there's a phone of a different brand.
Oh, what phone is it?
It looks like an iPhone, but...
Probably is an iPhone. Everybody has an iPhone.
Billy Ballbep says he's had a steak, he's happy.
That's right. Cool. So now you remember, bro. Now you
Yay!
So show. Look at that.
Also, the sweet spot between sound and design. That's a weird phrase, isn't it? Because wouldn't that imply that neither is optimal?
I don't know, man. I think what they do is just they have like a freaking... They throw a bunch of words into a fucking bucket, rattle it, and then they spill it out. And whatever order it comes out, like this, then, you know.
Yeah, I get that, but words still have meaning.
Not to them. I don't understand that, the sweet spot between sound and design.
I mean, that would imply, like I said, that would imply that neither is optimal. Because if it's pure design, the design, like, that may get in the way of sound, but if you go pure sound, that may get in the way of design.
Unless you buy 90s.
Unless they say the same about 90s. It's like, yeah, we made them ugly.
Because we needed the sound.
Yeah. So this, like, literally, that is a very weird phrase to me. I mean, DJ Neo reads it the same way, apparently. So,
Yeah,
for the last century, we bought you extraordinary sound wrapped in elegant design, perfectly crafted for your space. Well, we craft our spaces around your stuff, but you need to understand that. We understand that even our finely tuned speakers and headphones will be impacted by the surroundings. That's why we design for real life situations and contemporary lifestyle. The result is power and precision. Want to know how we do it? We have a special room built in every thinkable situation. Experience lead to cutting edge technology fitted to the world we live in.
I've been there. If I were to call that a living room, bro, that would be a very poor standard of living.
Nice and quiet. Evening, Steve.
Hey, Steve. That's funny
Here,
stuff,
I'll put it. Here, I'm gonna pull this.
Pull it. Yeah, there you go. I wonder what's the next email going to be. Like, what is the special sauce they're going to be sending you? Yeah, he just did. That's what we're reading right now, Steve. That's the email response from them.
If
So
David shows up again, then probably he'll press the wrong button. So I see you, David.
scroll down further. I find those little short loop videos so fucking distracting when you're reading an email. Like that lap 28 turning on all the time.
Yeah, Steve,
See what else?
I literally just signed up and it just arrived. It took like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. Maybe you're on some sort of blacklist. Here at B&O, we're all about aluminium. We even create our own. What, aluminium?
Aluminum. The bastard spelled it wrong.
Yeah, that's correct. We're all about aluminum.
Yeah, now.
All you Brits, all you Europeans, we're all doing it wrong. B&O says it's aluminum.
Wow.
Who wrote this? Who says aluminum? Because even in the US or Canadian chemistry class, it's aluminium.
Of course.
Create our own aluminum. No, you make your own, not create. Factory 5 in Stur, Denmark is central to the pioneering work. Aluminum plays within product performance and our famous design aesthetics. Well, that's true.
Word.
Longevity at its core. Yeah, but why do you show a level for longevity? I get that that's the brief, but show Pentas or like that picture you guys had of
Show 18s, man. That's even like, that's pulling on 11 years, right?
yeah.
Like if you within the recent portfolio type of thing, show me a level. Why does it show a fucking A1? Here you guys go.
We're the first customer electronics brand to be awarded Cradle to Cradle certification as proof of our journey towards a more circular product to more circular products. Yeah, but you haven't done it yet. The Cradle to Cradle design principles are the most ambitious product certification standard in the world, supporting sustainable development and circular change with a replaceable, customizable, and upgradable approach to products. Yeah, but wouldn't you say that all the old B&O stuff was replaceable and customizable? I mean, if you can still get drivers for Pentas and whatnot, those are 30 years old. Also, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a level. A level is a terrific product, and I understand that the idea is that it's built so that if the chip or whatever goes, or there's a new Bluetooth standard, that you can just swap chips. But you haven't done any of it yet.
Yeah, it's just a hearsay. She said, he said. It's the same thing like with the Eclipses. That's gonna be a big fucking feels bad for all y'all that believe the fact that you can still uh change panels on the Mark II. It's not gonna be that easy because the whole patterns are different, or something is different from what I was hearing through the grapevines. So
LG made the panel smaller, so there will be a bigger gap as well. And
yeah, so it's gonna suck for the sound stage, I guess.
I mean, I truly appreciate the circular ecology of B&O products, but it's a bit weird to put the newest thing in that hasn't had that happen to it yet.
And this hasn't even ran out of its regular warranty as a product if somebody bought it out
No.
of the gate. Like, what is this? A year something now that even has?
I wonder if anybody has had to replace the batteries yet. Plus, who makes the batteries? Because, like, you're going to be screwed if somebody stops making these batteries. I mean, that's the same thing with most battery-powered things. As soon as... That was the whole issue of the moment. Like, as soon as somebody stopped making the bloody panel, the LCD panel, the touch screen, like, it's over.
Yeah.
But, I mean, complete your B&O profile. Well, I already have that. You don't want to miss out on birthday surprises, localized offers, and much more. Wait, so if it's my birthday, I get an email. You can now buy this from us for 10-15% off. It's like, oh.
Buy two and save nothing, right?
DJ says, are the batteries not 186500 in a nice case? I hope so. But if there's anything proprietary in that...
I don't think it would be.
No, you wouldn't think so. But, like, if you look at the BO5 and BO6, those batteries aren't that weird in terms of shape and size. But if you don't have the official B&O ones, it's not the same.
I would disagree. I have my technicians started making them because B&O stopped producing those. And or whatever they have in stock is years and years old now because they stopped making them. So whatever's...
Yeah, but with a lot of the older battery-powered stuff, more what I mean to say is that the stuff you could get on eBay that is supposedly a replacement was not as good in keeping its charge or keeping the product on for the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprisingly, it generally comes from China somewhere where somebody's like, this is good enough.
Yeah, I wonder. I like products with standard batteries, dude. That's my mantra.
I mean, I hope the batteries are somewhat standard, but then you're also betting on that whoever makes them, like Panasonic or whatever, doesn't stop making them because they found something better.
It will happen at one point. I'm certain of that, dude. Just like every product. Anything that is battery powered, it'll go. I honestly wonder if there's a battery still for the BeoSound 3 that I have in the back. That's an old product.
At B&O or just on eBay?
Oh, like from B&O if they still have one. Because I know that they don't have the touchpads anymore for the top.
I mean, I don't know. I like this idea, but don't get me wrong. I think half our viewers are roughly whatever this cradle to cradle certification is as is, because we all repurpose all their stuff. And we all keep fixing it.
I don't get what the fuck the cradle to cradle is. Like what is that?
It's some new sort of stamp you can put on it, like approved by whatever the fuck association. like the Xbox stamp on the Portal box, something like that.
I never tried to run a level without the battery. Only one that might have would have been Steve, but I think that when he did the video, he swapped the battery out outside on the picnic table just to prove how easy it is, and I don't think that he had power there.
I don't think you can. You can run it with a dead battery.
Firm was the same as Virgin Balance.
I mean, I guess it depends a bit on how the wiring scheme is set up. If there's like a physical switching going on. Because I have a feeling this is much more like a laptop, whereas in like if there's no battery involved, most laptops don't like to be run off the charger alone. But it's fine
My,
somehow if the battery is dead that's in there.
I have no battery in my old NX90 anymore, and it's running fine. It says there's no battery in it,
Okay.
but yeah, it worked, no problem.
Well, that's good at least. Steve tested. Challenge.
I think it'll work. I don't. I think he sold his, didn't he? Steve's all about the emerge and shit. He gave up on the level.
Here, let's see.
Or no, that's. I think yeah, his wife confiscated it from him. So I don't know if it's still the case. What's this?
Factory 5 in one of these time.
Very fuzzy picture. Right on.
So
See, and now it's all about the aluminium.
yeah, this is Factory 5, but it's all about the aluminium. But
But it says it right, spelled correctly.
oh, I didn't.
Je me suis, motherfucker.
Yeah, Christian, I'm gonna be on your ass about that. Somebody's gonna like which spell control spell check did they have on? Did they have it set to English and it's the US version?
Probably whoever typed that was a US keyboard. It doesn't let you put extra NI in there.
Yeah, so the legacy of material innovation. That's what catalyzed Bang & Olufsen pioneering work with aluminium. Aluminum. It's going to be aluminum.
It's aluminium.
Yeah, I know, but since they broke it off now with the stupid email.
Funny if they did aluminum and then cadmium, they would spell cadmium. I can't believe they're
in 1955, when the industry convention was to use heavy metals such as cadmium, chrome, and nickel in. Wait, who used cadmium, chrome, and nickel in audio products?
In 50s?
Yeah, which speakers were metal?
Probably some Russian speakers, bro.
Yeah, but
Ukraine, the ones that were fucking installed in Chernobyl were all metal. They were all cadmium. Oxygen-free cadmium cable. I don't know.
But the industry, like I may be totally wrong, and I'm very willing to admit that on this, but I just can't think of any speakers around that time that were made out of metal. Any metal.
Maybe
like,
the internals?
Yeah, but you have copper coils and that sort of thing, and but chrome and nickel?
Chrome-plated knobs.
Yeah, but no.
Speaker house metal. Grundig Audiorama speakers.
Let's see what that is.
Full Metal drivers, bro.
Interesting.
Interesting. These look like fucking like lobby ashtrays.
Yeah, that was a thing back then. Wait,
Some douche would put a cigarette out on it, man. It's a speaker.
but was this
What?
industry convention? I do sort of like them. They sort of look interesting.
They look like a very early predecessor of a barbecue grill to me, like a charcoal barbecue grill.
Sorta. My Weber speakers.
Jesus Lord! Look, there's like the whole system with like the half bowl further down. Where is your mouse? One down and to the left.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do it. What the
That
fuck?
that is kind of space age 60s looking.
Oh
I do
yeah,
like this. But was this ever the convention? Like this was as far out there as B&O is now, wouldn't you think?
I would agree, of course. I'm actually intrigued how these speakers would sound. Fucking weird.
I mean,
Like,
Steve, how do you know this? You're way too young to know this shit.
Yeah, this is weird. Weird systems. Never seen this before. Never seen this before.
I mean,
I wonder
this shit is straight out of like the Jetsons or something.
Mhm. This was from that era when cars used to fly.
Yeah, and 3 miles a gallon wasn't too bad.
That's a weird speaker, man. I've never seen those before. Grande Audiorama. Isn't there like a exploded view of some sorts? Or like in what's inside these things?
Yeah, let me
Can't
see.
see here. These are weird.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So
How's,
is that
this is straight up bizarre, but it is kind of cool.
so are they is it mesh essentially?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Those are wild, man. Look at the tweeters fucking pointing out in nowhere.
Are you saving up to get these for the wife, Steve? Is that the
Wow,
last set of speakers you're allowed to get?
these are interesting. Never seen them before in my life. Gotta admit, I've never seen a speaker like this in my life. I'm surprised B&O didn't do something like that, just for shits and gigglies. They're not active, of course, right?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they would have a tech small enough at the time to make them active.
I mean, this is sort of the territory of like, don't water your speaker after dark or you'll be attacked or something.
That is weird how even the driver arrangement, like where is the sweet spot from this? Like they are passive, yeah.
I think this is probably to the point where there was not meant to be a sweet spot. Sort of like an acoustic lens has a much wider sweet spot.
Cool, let's go back to the email. I'm done with these fucking knobbies.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh, Steve had some. What? Oh, these are electrostats, aren't they?
What is that?
I don't know. It looks like a radiator from back in the day.
It's like a space heater.
Yeah, Steve, get the Grundig ones.
Yeah, I don't like those. Those don't pass.
Yeah,
No pass.
but I was gonna say the Grundig ones. It did seem like B&O ripped them off a bit with these tweeters with the cubes.
Mm. Did they do them before them?
I don't know, but it looks pretty old. Maybe they came to the same idea.
Maybe the dude worked in both places at some point of time.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate that more. But let's get back to the aluminum, the cadmium.
Oh, fucking gnors at me when you say it like that. Why would they use the PLF 14s as the, like they show like old shit? It's all PLF 14 rings.
Yeah. I still am not sure that the industry convention was to use heavy metals in speakers. I mean, this is pretty out there. Isn't the industry convention always been the wooden box?
Yeah, they probably just, took an approach to it like Wikipedia. We just make our own history.
I mean, unless you get to the horn type speakers, but
Horny horns.
those were more necessity than there was amplification. Anyway, they were in Bang & Olufsen engineers became intrigued with the possibilities of aluminum. A material that was strong, flexible, flat, and resistant to corrosion. Well, strong it is not. Flexible, yes. Flat depends.
I would agree. It's a good metal to work with. Definitely not strong though.
No, because you can nick
Strong.
it with your bloody wristwatch.
Yeah, fair enough, but it's still stronger than wood in essence. Like per thickness. Like if you had a 1 centimeter thick plank of wood, you could snap it over your like knee, but you're not bending a fucking 1 centimeter big aluminium plate or splitting it to begin with. I don't think personally. So maybe I don't eat enough spinach or whatever the fuck. So, anyways,
Today, the slick mirror as like aluminium surface has become the integral and ubiquitous part of being Bang & Olufsen design aesthetic. Aluminum has had an instrumental effect, not just on how our products perform, says Ib Kongstad.
that's an Ib.
But also, hi Ib.
Babe. Ib. Is that his full name, Ib?
I don't know. It could be Danish. Danes in the chat, let us know if Ib is a thing. And I mean, that Ib. I mean, that's Ib, right? Like, or is it Ilb?
It's not a hair, it's a pound. They call him pound.
Pound Kongstad.
Oh, we're so bad.
Pound should know better than most. Since joining B&O in 1984 as a chemical engineer, he has worked with technical specialists in anodizing, which is the electromechanical surface treatment of aluminium. This process taking the place of B&O factory headquarters in northern Denmark, town Struer, builds up a resistant oxide layer that gives aluminum surfaces their handsome glaze and make them so durable. Yeah, correct. And they're very good at that. Thank you, Pound. Inside the factory 5, cutters, grinders, and steel transporters provided the soundtrack. Well, you probably know this, but don't have too much steel touch metal because then, too much steel touch aluminium because then you can make aluminium rust. Like if you build an aluminium boat and you use metal hammers to shape it or whatever, the aluminium will rust because the oxidization from the hammer will transfer.
Interesting.
Well, yellow lines on the gray floor marks of the workstations in which sheets and tubes of aluminum are transformed with an alchemist touch. Wait, alchemist? I'm making gold?
The fucking BeO wizard pops out of the somewhere.
First up is brushing and polishing. Pound points to the touch panel. Panel ear cup cap on the wireless BeoPlay H8i. Oh, this is a while back. Headphones to illustrate how the polishing creates a spiral-like structure in aluminum. Its centered reflections swirl like a shiny wheel of fortune when you turn it around. Standing on the factory floor are steel racks mounted with components from radios, TVs, and car stereos. Well, those aren't there anymore, are they?
What do you mean?
The car stereo parts?
Yeah, they still have them. They have the whole, they have a whole wall as well, like, to commemorate it, I guess. But I think they make them all in batches. Because, like, when I was there in, was it 2015 or 16? I don't remember which year. Because it wasn't there the next year. Or one of the times it wasn't there. It was the second year. Yeah, 2016 when I was there. They were doing the aluminum rings for all the Audi A4s at the time. And dude, they had a shit ton of them.
Right.
A shit ton of them.
Well, they did sell a lot of Audis, so.
Yeah. All right. So what's going
on? There are black aluminium tracks which separate front fabric from plastic on the BeoPlay A9 speaker car stereo cabinets that look like perfectly polished portholes on a yacht, and pipe-shaped speaker cabinets from the BeoLab 18, neatly aligned with the sculptor's elegance and precision. It's in one of the high-tech lathe machines, the conical base for the BeoLab 18, the one that completes its church organ pipe design, is taking shape. Aluminium shavings whirl inside the machine cabinet as the aluminium is turned and polished, while foamy liquid, 6% oil emulsion. Why does that have to be in there? They like lube too?
Fucking perks, bitch. These are perks, man. Now you know it's 6% oil emulsion. How did you would have known before? No.
They just like lubing their speakers just as much as we do.
Fun fact, bro.
Splashes around like a washing machine. Yeah, well, you can't just lay shit like that and not keep it cool, or you get discolorations in aluminium.
But I would disagree with the noise. Like, it's very quiet in the factory when I was there. Like, it wasn't like overpoweringly loud. A couple things were loud. Those two polishing robots were a little bit loud. They were doing the rings on the 90s. The process of anodizing. It's so weird to see, like, just regular colored aluminum go in, this fucking clear water liquid, basically, and then they pull it out and it's black. Or whatever color that they were doing. It's so cool. They were doing the black rings on the A9 when I was there in 2016, when they took us through that facility. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this. This is a pound takes us to through a tour. But the process of anodizing, which is kind of sweet. Sign up for the newsletter. You can read the stuff yourself as well. I'm wondering mostly, how do you make this stuff compliant now with modern, what would you call that in English? Like environmental laws, like EPA laws and whatever. Because anodizing isn't exactly not power hungry with all the warm water and all that.
Plus, you got to run current through the liquid, right? So it adheres.
I mean, they're talking about 3,800 liters bath of.
There's 50 vats each containing 3,800 liters of whatever fluid. So that's a lot of liquid they got going on in there.
Yeah.
When I was there, dude, like it's almost surreal when you look into that anodizing, like how it works. It's pretty cool.
Mike Hans says, why would you put metal filings on aluminium? No, but you wouldn't normally unless you want to be a dick. But if you use like a metal hammer on aluminium, you can make it rust because the tiny metal flakes from your hammer will embed themselves in the aluminium.
The molecules.
Yeah, I mean, I used to work with boats a bit, and like with aluminium boats, you were always given what you call it, the nylon plastic reinforced hammers because you couldn't use anything metal for that specific reason. Because you like, especially if you like, I don't know, need to move a bulkhead into place or something like that, and you use a metal hammer and then spray over it, it could rust behind the paint and you'll never see it.
Till the paint flakes off and shit.
Yeah, but then
Color.
it's too late.
How much more is there, man? That's a lot of insight that they've given us today. The breadcrumbs.
Oh, 3 colors.
Oh, my body.
Wait, they didn't even put the green and the color on the right, which is, this looks brown, but it really isn't in real life. It's
No.
so much prettier in real life. I don't know if this is like an actual, like the,
Actual rendering, yes.
I mean, the middle one looks somewhat like a picture, but
Yeah.
I'm looking to the left one, the normal aluminium one. I have it sitting right there, and the colors are not at all the same, real life versus what the webpage shows. And I had the BeoSound 1 in the color on the right, and it's so much prettier in real life. I would never buy it with looking at the color on like this on this rendering.
Yeah. What else is there? That's it?
Technology can bring peace to the world. Wow, that's a big claim.
Yeah, it can also ruin it, like nukes and shit. Those don't grow on trees.
Or are they specifically talking about room compensation or active noise reduction? Like, oh, I don't hear the war. I don't hear the war. I have my B&O headphones.
Yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, that's the engraved Jackie Chan TV, Vision 10. Look how happy she looks doing what she's doing.
Yeah. The Mia Under ones were nice.
Yeah, dude, she was nice too. Probably still is.
I mean, this is for anybody that has never looked at how Beolab 18s or 8000s were made. It's quite spectacular because it really starts out as like the roughest shit you've ever seen, and it's like, how does one become the other?
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool how they do it.
That's one of whatever it was. Let's see. Discover what we're all about. See what that is.
No,
Oh, they have the new Spectrum Sound A1 thingy in here.
well, at least it's not headphones, so I'm giving them that. I wonder which poor bastard had to order that stupid Biogram in North America for a shop, or they just backed out of it.
What? I don't think that's a must-order item.
No, but then again, how are they gonna sell all this shit?
I'm pretty sure they sold most of them before they even launched any of it by going to the customers.
Hmm.
I mean,
I know pretty wealthy people, but I don't think they would just throw fucking whatever it is, 50 grand into a like, okay, well, we'll just get back to you when we have it finished. Oh, really? Like, it's not a fucking Kickstarter.
no, but supposedly the 4000C was only for the European market, and unless somehow didn't they say Jay-Z and Beyonce bought one? As far as
Oh,
I know, they're New York bound, so unless they bought it here somehow, they did sell it most likely over there. Unless it's like, no, we didn't
B&O
because we
would have
sold it here in France to them.
bullshit. B&O would have sold it anyways, man. If they come up with extra limited, extra editions, they wouldn't have us. They would definitely be spineless enough to just sell it. Who cares? Especially to people like that, so, like celebrities.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, you can have a little video with Jeff Martin, which is always. Let's see what he has to say.
Let's do it. I'm gonna get
I
copyright.
can't make it enormous because it'll just be too big.
My job basically is to be perpetually unsatisfied. There's always something left to fix. What I'm doing is partly designing the sound of our loudspeakers to make sure that they behave in the real world. Our goal is that we make a speaker that behaves in your living room the way a recording studio and a studio monitor behave together. So you should hear what the recording engineer hears. You can't make any decisions on a speaker based on one song. So you start with a song, then listen to a bunch of others, from Slipknot through to Gregorian chant.
Can you
A
imagine?
normal person would say, this speaker sounds harsh. Or
Can you imagine? He goes on to say that he listens from Slipknot. Jeff listening seriously to Slipknot. Going, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that symbol is wrong.
or
It's
this
probably
has too
them,
much
you know,
bass,
like
or it's
they fucking.
boomy.
They
What
listen
I
to
can do is convert
what was it? I think it was Marilyn Manson. The first time that the audio engineers were listening to the Audi A8 when in 2005 when they came out with the system.
Yeah, let's finish this.
what I hear to a technical language that helps the engineers do the right measurements to find out what's wrong. So I have to go back and say, I think we have a problem with intermodulation distortion at 2.7 kilohertz, which is one version of harsh.
It's good that Josh ended up
And then
getting that.
they do the
turntable, 'cause,
measurements,
well, he paid for
fix
it
the
as
problem,
well,
and
so.
give it back to me. If you put music on your speakers and you hear the music, and you don't say, wow, these speakers are really good. What you say is, I love this song, then my work is done. I get bored easily. So it's a very good place for me to work because I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Oh yeah, my Google Chromecast just now. Sweet.
Let's see what Neo has to say about sound design.
The room really dictates how what you hear. So even if you have the perfect speaker in a very bad environment, what you hear is the sum of two, and actually the room really influences more than the speaker itself. This room is a tool we use for sound field reproduction, where we can recreate scenarios of real life. That can be inside a plane, the noise that you get from the engines, to simulating and listening to loudspeakers in different environments. So if, for example, we want to check the noise cancelling performance of our headphones, and it's a prototype, we cannot really get the headphone and go on a flight. What we could do is recreate the environment inside the plane, and then we can test our headphones under real conditions, still in a laboratory setting. As a sound designer, I need to make sure that whatever you do to the product, it sounds as good as possible. And that's where all this knowledge about room interaction and human perception comes into play.
Sweet. I'm glad Josh finally got his 4000C because that was bad. Isn't it weird, by the way? Like in the last few weeks, whenever we talked about the limited thing, the excuse was always the 4000C was only ever sold in Europe. And it's like, was it? And this is why it was limited. And it's fine that the was it the 2772 or whatever the fuck it was fine to be sold now only because that's limited to North America. It's like, right.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think we caught you guys there in a thing you can't get out of.
Was it the 4000C that you could mount vertically? Or none of them were? I don't remember if they had a vertically mounted. I think one was them.
I think that was the 4500, wasn't it?
It could be. I don't remember.
Because there's no way you could do that with this because you can't keep the record on.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's nothing like holding the needle down. Like, you're not going to keep the record on with like a gram of pressure. I mean, you can try, but your needle's going to suffer.
Yeah.
I mean, a project makes a few where that...
Yeah. The longevity that's that they chose is this, the balance, the level. I don't understand why would they do that.
Not the Pentas, not the Lab 5s, not the BeoVision 11.
You want it to go iconic, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with the TV. I wouldn't choose the TV because TVs change way too fast. You can go through 3 fucking TVs in your lifespan of a speaker, if not more. Designing the future. Yeah, Slaughter is good. That's an iconic design too. What happened to Cecily? Is she done with B&O now, I guess?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, this guy's really the legend to me, David Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of Jensen products, but Lewis was where it really kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also it's partially because that's really where it kicked off with the maximization of aluminum.
Yeah. He really brought that metal into everything.
Yeah, so everything, like even the cabinets had aluminum.
Yeah, I still like those old B&O cabinets. They're sick.
I love them so much. I want some, but I have nowhere to put it.
It's always the case.
I mean, yeah, I would highly recommend signing up for this stuff.
Oh, look, what is this Serenata? Nice.
Berluti!
Oh, yeah, it's there too, that bastard. Click on it and see what else they got going. Behind the pissed off vegans.
Berluti. Yeah, so apparently Anders had them, and I think you can still buy these H95 Berlutis, but it looks all Berluti-esque, and it is slightly different, but what's actually Berluti leather is literally the top of the headband strap.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ear cups are still lambskin B&O stuff, just a different color. So you pay €400 more for that leather on the top of your head.
Okay, let's get out of this before I start tripping. Yeah.
Oh,
Brutal.
yeah, the purse for the A1. I think that was €400, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was something like that.
I mean, I bet you it's really nice, but to carry your A1 in something like the bag is more expensive than your A1.
You could probably put 2 A1s in there, so then it's making, a little more justifiable.
So that cheese grater action can really take place.
That's right. You do a rubber to rubber. That's what he said. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Have a fucking sandwich or something. Like, come on. The 90s. Yeah, let's get out of that.
Journey into gaming. Well, that's good. I think quite honestly, the modern connected stuff now that it all works is terrific.
Oh, I remember the early days of the network link. Oh shit! And remember, like when B&O had like 5 different apps.
Yeah.
Like the keyboard app for the TV, then the Beo setup app, then the Beo tool, then the BeoLink gateway.
Yeah, that was shit. That was proper shit.
Yeah.
And half the apps didn't work properly. So
no.
Hey, lady, why are you using AirPlay? Did you catch that? She's using AirPlay in the B&O Simply Connected Speakers ad.
Well, she couldn't use Chromecast because it wouldn't work at the time, probably.
Yeah, but why not use BeoLink? Why not even just pretend to use BeoLink?
Why would you promote your own?
God damn it, B&O.
You promote others.
I mean, I know it's nice and all that.
Because it works. The freaking network link works just as well, man. Yeah, I don't know.
This Swanglish really needs to happen.
I should. Buying a B&O pocket change for him.
Yeah, he probably has a spare $1 billion lying around. Give him some extra money to bugger off. Or just give him 50 million and literally just buy the marketing department.
If I was Musk, I would have been all up in their ass with B&O. I don't know, because it's just out of personal interest.
Yeah, and then put Bang & Olufsen all the Teslas.
I would own B&O by now. And I had these fucking the entire marketing department swinging off a bridge by now.
Self-induced, you mean, obviously, because we don't condone threats.
That's right.
But
yeah, I don't know why they don't. They should have used because even this is not showing. Or I guess no, it's not. Yeah, that's a BeoLink one on the GIF.
I mean, AirPlay is fine and all, but again, you're out of your own control. And at least you have better control with BeoLink Multi-Room. You can play with your specific network requirements in terms of delays and that sort of thing.
I like that they don't show any phone. It's just like a smart device, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sound synchronization is better on what? On AirPlay?
No, on BeoLink.
I would say. So what is this? This is still that secret website?
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit. I'm surprised. Also, by the way, if people don't know yet, and if you have an iPhone, go look at the B&O AR app. It's actually quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play around with it, and you can literally like put in like a BLAB 90. You can look away with your phone and then come back, and it's still there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man, and they are pretty good to scale. See, probably that's where the marketing department spent all this time. So they have like a fucking intern working on the Instagram account, posting shit on from Illustrator and Photoshop, because the real deal is here. The guys were working on.
And this is an older ad.
Well, it's still a Harmony 90s in there, so it can't be that old.
No, but this ad was from middle of last year, was it? When they finally had a good ad. Because I like this ad. This is one of the few ads where it's interesting and it's not some vegan nonsense.
Yeah, it's true. They will give you goosebumps in the 90s. Shit.
I mean, they should make more of that. This is an excellent ad.
Yes. That's B&O, man. That's B&O.
I mean, please, B&O, if you're listening, make more of that. That is a fantastic ad, and I missed that. And I've only seen that promoted once, maybe. Put that up again on your bloody Instagram and your stories or whatever. I mean, also, like the shot of this 50, right? That looks damn interesting. Put that up on Instagram, please.
It probably doesn't get approved.
Because it's not a render, you mean?
That's right. This is a real picture. We can't have that. Jesus Christ. So.
Did you see the M3 promo video where there was a couple were full on putting their tongues down each other's throats? No.
That's... The lizard commercial?
It also doesn't sound like something I actually want to watch. No, but this also, again, part of their what you call it, home cinema thing. This is a new picture. I haven't seen this before. Excellent. Post this on your bloody Instagram, please. It's already the shape and size of an Instagram picture. All you have to do is post it.
Yep. Yeah, I hope that this doesn't turn to fucking CNN Plus for them.
You mean like our show is? We're barely holding on, but we're never making it.
We're still making it.
Then again, we didn't spend $300 million to start up.
It would have been a different show, dude, for 300 melons.
I mean, they somehow do know what is amazing. Like this feels like being there sort of thing for the TV with front and rear speakers with 90s and 50s. Like I've been auditioned more or less this, but the TV at the time was I think a BV14. Could have been an 11. But that was epic.
Just saying. The 90s are pointing fucking.
Yeah. Well, whatever. But
show the wood.
But I was demoed this when I was demoed the 90s, and fuck me, that was epic.
90s with what, 50s in the back?
Yeah.
I could only imagine.
I mean, it was like really like unlike anything else. It was mind blowing.
Yeah, that would be something, dude, for sure.
Let's get back to our quick poll. The sweet spot between sound and design means not the best of. It means the best of both. To most people, I guess.
Word.
I still take that to mean it doesn't mean the best of either.
It's kind of meh and meh. What else is there? That's it?
No, it's then we get into customization and wood, and there's quite a lot of this. I posted a link earlier. Sign up for this stuff.
I wonder if they have also a page for product availability.
Yeah, currently that's quite long, I feel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Berluti.
That's quite a bit of stuff in there, man. Like they did spend some time.
This is actually, all in all, good job, B&O.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say this often, but in terms of interesting stuff, if you just want to browse as a fan, this is quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what, BLI stuff?
I don't know.
No. Who's Kumung?
Some designer chick, probably.
No, it's a dude.
Oh, this I'm scrolling too fast.
Oh yeah, this country music chick is now with B&O somehow.
Lady McDonald.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Or is oh no, that's not her. I did see another country lady, like a country singer, and I think she's with B&O through Ford with the trucks and the BeoPlay.
They don't know. You just have light oak and smoked oak for the contour. Just like for everything else, there's no like regular oak, more
Yeah.
yellow oak you're looking for. No, get Prestige to make it for you. After all,
I bet you in work from home essentials, there's still no BLI in any of this.
no.
I wonder why they never ever promote that.
I don't understand. Because I guess now I don't know if like Henrik says that it's more or less too late in the game. I guess because it's got its own Internet of Things and shit, right?
Yeah.
But you still have to control. Like you still have an option to control all the backwards products, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't. I don't understand. Like the gateway came out in when? Masterlink Gateway, 2009 or 8?
Something like that. A long ass time ago.
I wasn't even working at the B&O shop yet, and they were fucking around with a iPhone, I believe. What? Yeah, because it was only iPhones back then and Blackberries, right? And they had an app, and they were controlling the 9000. I was just like, holy fuck. Yeah, it was 2008 or 9. I would say 9. So.
You want a Ford? You want a Ford with your aluminum?
I'm actually curious now. Speaking of the gateway, like, because I still have an old Masterlink gateway. Maybe I will plug that in to see if I can work it with the BLI, just for the shits and gigglies.
It should work.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I get to do some of it, some of that install this week in my mom's house. I gotta, like, the basement is a mess. I gotta fucking get all that wire sorted out, put in a switch, then I can fucking run the gateway properly. I can hardwire this computer as well to the network, because it would be nice.
Have you found a switch yet?
I've got a few but I have my own old switch, right, for my old Ubiquity stuff, but I haven't found one for them, for the Canmore guys. No, bullshit, I did. Sorry, I bought one. I bought one for them. Bought a 16-port PoE. But I do want to test it out to see if that switch actually does put out enough power for those big fuck off antennas.
I'm just wondering now.
Japanese Einstein.
Yo Nagasaki architect. But what I was wondering, like, where's Noto or Noto design? Because they basically designed
The shape, the 90s,
the
the
50s,
50s.
the 28s.
Yeah, it's interesting. Who's the hippie Jesus?
Ramoa and Closer to the Journey. the journey to heaven.
Yeah.
But where's Noto design?
They don't earn it. Or they didn't earn the keep.
But I don't get why, because their products or their design are featured quite like, where's Thorsten?
Hey, no, what you no more?
Yeah, nor does David Lewis or Jakob Jensen.
Yeah, that's weird. Is Jensen still alive or not? I like that couch. It looks like a freaking barrack.
You can play fourth in it.
Yeah, play sport. Oh my god, I would love that as a kid. Fuck, dude, that's a sandbox, like right there. Just play war. That is hilarious. I think I've seen that somewhere.
I mean, the guy from the Edge, I forget his name now, but hasn't he left as well?
I would have too. If I was him. It's like fucking come up with a massive fail.
Is it a fail or is it highly unique?
It's a fail. Put it in a poll. Is Edge a fail? You'll see it's a fail.
Okay.
There's only 23 people watching, so everybody, more or less everybody on my side has stayed. I'm telling you, man, it's a fail. I don't see it a success. How was it a success? A9 was a success. That was a great product.
But yeah, but just because the use case is very limited doesn't necessarily mean it's a fail, right? I mean, the people that have it in their hallways and the people that seem to have it seem to like it a lot. That's kind of all I'm saying, is that for the specific use cases that are there, the people that have it like it.
Well, obviously, you wouldn't buy it if you didn't like it. That's fucking retarded.
No, I get that, but I mean, take your BeoSound 1, right? The new one. Like, that portability part of it, was that a win? Or was that more like it didn't need to be there and it could have been better if it had more drive or more power or whatever? I mean, the actual use case it was made for wasn't maybe not exactly met, but if you have a massive ass mansion where it sits nicely, then it's unique, not necessarily a fail. I don't like. It's not for me. Like, that's not what I'm arguing. But it's one of these unique products that did sell somewhat. It didn't sell great. Like, how would you compare it against an Emerge in terms of fail?
I think Emerge is a design fail, especially in the black. I don't know. I haven't heard it, so I can't really judge. But, like, given the thought, like, I would have it in the room like this, where it just, have ambiance for music. Like, I don't care for a lot of sound, but I just can't deal with the black one. That looks stupid. It looks like a fucking router. The wood I would take. I would buy the Emerge. I still think it's a little too much for the money that it's worth. But yeah, that's my take on that.
I mean, because it did have a bunch of features that are sort of classically cool B&O, as in you had the proximity sensor again, that the light would come up on the top as soon as your hand was anywhere close to it. You can adjust the volume by rocking it, and it had a nice wall mount where that could still function. It had an active bass port, which was also quite unique.
I'm not saying that it's not like, to me, it's a fail as far as the whole. I'm nowhere to put this, and I just don't like the way that it looks. So I don't know. To me, it's a fail because it's just that everybody that I've spoken with, even like nobody's selling this. So there is a reason why. Like if this was a win, wouldn't the shops actually sell this? You know?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, to me, it's always been more so the placement problem was a fail. But then again, I'm very happy to say that that's partially because we live way too small for having it. I mean, maybe as a sale figures, it's a fail, but as a product in and of itself, I mean, it's unique and niche. But
would you buy it? Would you own it?
If I had a much bigger house with a big ass entrance, yes.
I don't know.
But by that I mean not like a hallway like I have here, like a hallway that's like, I don't know, 8 meters minimum long and like 2.5 meters wide.
I'd probably opt in for an A9 even. No matter what, I would opt in for an A9 versus this. Like if I were to take the A9 any day of the week because it's stereo, and this kind of is. So it's not that you can listen to both, having proper imaging, but there is imaging in the front of an A9 if you actually sit in front of it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I love an A9 Mark IV or Mark III. Even the Mark II is quite good, but I mean they've really stepped it up with the Mark IV. It's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like the voting is about 50-50. It's about 45 fail, 55 win on the Edge.
Mm-hmm. See? It's a meh. Should have had a meh in there too. But,
yeah, or unique.
Yeah, I just, to me, it just doesn't work. Maybe, like the same thing like with Henrik. Once you see it being made and you go through the factory too, then you kind of, just the Kool-Aid on its own will convince you otherwise. But it's very unique as far as the engineering in it. That's hands down, because that roly-poly deal, like that's insane that you can do that on the side of on the wall bracket.
Yeah.
How do you load that? I don't know. Like, how do you balance that weight that you can lift it upwards, but it doesn't fall down?
Very thick springs.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like the perfect amount of spring pressure that it's basically suspended, so you can. Yeah. Because I looked at the mount and it has probably springs you can use for a go-kart in it.
Really?
Yeah. They're not like your ball pen spring thingies. They're properly thick springs and quite tightly wound.
Well, they have to be. Like, how freaking heavy is the Edge to begin with?
Let's look it up. It's not light. I think it's about 25 kilos or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Could be 30, but I don't know. Tech specs. Let's see.
I don't think it's heavy.
It's 13 kilos. They say.
Well, then it is 13 kilos then, right?
Yeah.
Because sans the wall bracket.
Yeah. So with wall bracket, it's probably 15 or so kilos.
Yeah,
Mike says, rocking tech on the edge is clever, but when on a wall, it wouldn't get used. Well, that's another problem, right? If it were to hang on a wall where I could easily walk past it and do that, then the missus couldn't reach it. You'd have to get like a step stool to do the rocking thing.
never touched it just because I don't like the fingerprints on the aluminium. And you'd always
Put some gloves beneath next to it.
white gloves. You put a little stand there for them. Call them the volume gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I agree with Anders that yeah, it's a sale fail. I also, I'm not a biggest fan of the design. Some people like it, but I just don't like the purpose of it. So
yeah, again, placement is very, very problematic for me. Like, in this apartment, I wouldn't even know where to put it, even if I had nothing. Like, even if I didn't have all the speakers and TV and whatnot, and I really wanted a B&O speaker, like, it's not my first choice because, like, where the hell would I put it?
on the kitchen counter, then you can listen to it from both sides.
Yeah.
Basically it. Or mounted on the wall on the kitchen counter. Yeah, I would agree. Probably best suited for restaurants and retail stores. Yeah, I think. But then again, like B&O is a headphone
wouldn't the shape be for that?
manufacturer. Yeah, I guess.
Isn't the shape like way more for restaurants and retail and commercial spaces?
Yeah, but the edge is more economic, in my opinion. Like if you were to go shape for the same output of sound, what the edge does, you'd be probably in upwards of about. I think you'd have to go 2 amps and 8 speakers.
Yes. Easy.
To keep up with the edge, and that's ridiculous already.
Prestige will one day make oak covers for the edge.
Just challenge, yeah. Probably when you retire, bro, because that's the only time that I would ever spend on it when I have an abundance of my own time. Then what I would do with that. But yeah, the numbers say it all as far as the sale goes. But it's definitely an approach to a speaker that's never been done. I hope that they recycle some of that tech. Like I don't give a shit for that rocking volume deal, but I definitely would care for the active baseboard to be put into something that of a modern whatever design new.
The rocking volume thing could be nice if they ever made a what you call it, like a new audio master of some kind, where instead of like the standard plus and minus where you could just move it.
Did like the moment and fucking like a steering wheel.
Yeah, but let's say they ever make, I don't know, something like a BeoCenter 2, right, on a wall bracket, let's say, as an audio master, but that's suspended and you can just push one side down a little for, like, just to freak people out a bit, instead of having a bunch of buttons, just have it be a screen and your volume is just pressing one corner down a little bit. I mean, a lot of this sort of function, like they could have done that on this thing and just had a button where you did minus, 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 but they chose to roll it.
Yeah, it's interesting concept as far as the thought is concerned, but I just hope that the baseboard gets used into something, some new speaker that they come up with. I think that'd be awesome. That rocket volume, that's a very limited use case to as far as what you can implement it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have a Lab 8, 28 or whatever, This way is tracks, and this way, if you wiggle it, it's gonna be volume up and down. So,
Oh, if they ever did that with like an 18 follow up, and I'm sitting here listening to music, it's like, why does it keep getting louder? Why is the next track coming? And you see my cat like rubbing up against it. It's like, God damn it.
but yeah, I think Halo. Well, Halo already moves, but not in the proper ways. That's for sure. Halo rocks, but it shouldn't.
Yeah, mine is fine.
Yeah, I don't know where they would utilize the rocking deal, but the active baseboard, I could see that being reused in some other speakers.
Well, yeah, with that in regard,
maybe they'll do something in a tune of a 20 again, and put a active baseboard in it. That'd be interesting.
Well, let's see the tech specs, because it's, what are the dimensions
for what?
So it's 13 centimeters deep. And it houses an 8-inch woofer with 400 watts of amplification. So, I mean, which speaker could ever be that slim and have such a massive bass driver and not run into cabinet issues, aka active bass port?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a speaker very slim like that with an active bass port and still have enormous bass. That's quite interesting in terms of thinking how you can... Oh, sorry, it's not actually 8-inch, it's 10-inch.
That's insane. Hence the fact that the whole cloth goes insane when you start juicing the shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of air that this thing moves.
But, I mean, a 10-inch driver with 400 watts behind it and in only 13 centimeters, that is... do I have a measuring tape? Because I want to see how thick the 28s are. Somewhere.
It's about this much. Here
be.
You going for a tape measure now? Jesus Lord. But yeah, what else it's got in there? Not much else. I don't know. I still think that they should reuse that baseboard somewhere else.
It's only 2 centimeters thicker than the smallest width of the 28 top half. So if the top pillar was like 2 centimeters wider or deeper, they could fit it in there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because the base bottom in the 28, if I'm not mistaken, is 6.5 or 6 3/4 inch. Versus 10 in this.
Yeah, dude. It's definitely a small powerhouse, but it doesn't...
Directionality and placement.
Yeah, that's the biggest struggle with it. Like, I could see this work in actually this house, like in between the dining room and living room. But then it's more or less like a tripping hazard then, right? Because it's in the middle of the room. But like you put it close to the corner, it's still just... I can't fathom where I would put this, but it's what it is. Is what it is.
With regards to like this teaser, the something is coming. What would you like to see from a Harmony? Would you, like, do you want it to have different colors, or is it good as is? Or
I want the thing in the walnut and silver. It should be an option, not just walnut and brass tone or whatever the hell it is that or bronze or whatever edition that they do it. Like, you should be able to choose The aluminium, if you want to do a couple colors of that, I'm fine with it. I guess you can do a black aluminium anodized with the wood that's black, right? So I don't know, but I think that like if you're offering species of wood on a core product, that species of wood should be available for every other core product. So then they can correlate together or coexist together nicer. Like, how long had I had to wait for the smoked oak, not even smoked oak, the walnut lamellas. I haven't bought them yet for the 90s, but now they're out, right? Like I've had the speakers for 6 years, and everything that I bought is walnut.
Yeah,
So,
that was the same pickle I was in with the 28s, right? It's like the black ones, they look amazing, especially with the oak or the walnut, but it doesn't fit with anything I have. I mean, not that natural aluminium and oak is a bad choice in B&O because it's kind of timeless.
well, but you lose the continuity in your house,
Yeah.
right? So now you got the black speakers, the yellow speakers, the silver speakers. Like, what in the fuck is happening here? So I like the continuity of having and that's why I like the aluminium purely because it just doesn't age. And I guess the proof is in the pudding because if you look at bio centers from freaking 80s, if you put it up on a desk nicely somewhere, and you have somebody walk up there, they wouldn't even know that it's not from 30, 40 years ago, for God's sakes.
No, they
So
probably asked from when in the 2010s it was.
yeah, exactly. So it's something that
No, it's kind of, I mean, you can get aluminium and walnut, but you're going to have to go the bespoke reason, and that's kind of silly that you have 18s that are walnut, and then you have do you have the walnut on your 90s?
no, not yet.
But if
Well,
you
it
got
wasn't
that,
available at the time. Yeah,
yeah,
then I would have everything walnut except the TV when I get the harmony, right? Unless I buy the brass stone harmony with walnut. So then the fucking wood matches, but the aluminium doesn't.
aluminum. Christian is here. Aluminum, Christian. Aluminum. Don't say I have it wrong. You guys told me it's aluminum. Yeah, aluminum. Aluminum.
What is he? Hold on a second. Mike Hunt.
Yeah, Mike Hunt asks, need a new remote? The dog wrecked my BO4, bought a new screen, but good excuse to buy a new one. What would you get, a Halo or be a Remote 1? So I asked, what does it need to control? He says BV11, System 7000, and a few other bits. So be our Remote 1 all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go with the BeoTalk Remote 1. You can get one with a loose screen nowadays, a loose glass. But yeah. Anyways, what were we saying before you went off tangent with this?
I was still raking Christian over the coal over aluminum. I know you hate it, but you guys told me it's aluminum. Have a chat with whoever wrote this or used the wrong spell check.
They're using a North American keyboard fudge or word.
I wonder if anybody out there in the chat, could you quickly change your spell check to US English? If you write aluminium the proper way, does it get that red underscore?
I'll just go to Gmail. That corrects everything, right?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't correct all aluminium. So if I take and it doesn't correct neither of them.
Or is there some yank working at B&O that wrote this?
Probably. My guess would be yes.
So, I can't fathom any European writing aluminum, even if they were taught American English.
No, they're not. Still say aluminium.
Both ways are
Both.
correct. No, they're not. It's aluminium.
The reason why it's aluminum, because back in the 50s and 60s, when they were printing newspapers, they would save space and time by not filling or spelling the all the letters like color. They cut the U out of it in American English, because it was faster to assemble these little letters for printing the for print presses. So that's one of the reasons why they had shaven off a whole bunch of the the letters out of certain words in English or North American English.
Look at your periodic table and tell me it doesn't. Tell me it says aluminum, because it surely doesn't. And if it does, then your textbook is wrong.
Yeah. That's right. I don't get it, but
yeah, it's like the what was it? What they were saying before with the cadmium. It's not cadmium.
Yeah. Cadmium. Cadmium. Yeah, I don't know. Check your spelling, B&O, for the love of God.
But other than that, since you're here, Christian, this house of B&O stuff, there's really a lot of interesting stuff in there. Good job on that. I like this. I mean, I will tell you to put more stuff on there in like a month or whatever. There isn't extra stuff on there. Because if it's just an interesting page, then, I mean, okay, that's cool, but you're gonna read it maybe once, maybe twice, if you're like us, maybe 3 times, and then you're gonna let it be for whatever it is. But it would be nice if stuff gets added. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff there that I really like to read about. Just like Mr. Pound, Ib.
Oh, shit. He's the chemist sitting there with the cauldron and his anodized fucking spoon. Mixing up some new colors and shit.
I know aluminum sounds annoying to you, but you guys wrote this to me, and this is an auto reply, so this goes out to everybody.
You gotta
we're from
that shit on Monday, bro.
We're from Bang & Olufsen. We make speakers out of aluminum.
No, they call it stainless here.
Really?
I've had people, yeah, you know, those stainless steel speakers, I'm like, they're all aluminum. Oh, yeah, aluminum. Ah, fuck it, never mind. Sure, they're stainless.
Stainless, I mean, it looks a bit like stainless because of the anodizing, but it's not stainless.
No, it's not at all. But
I mean, could you imagine how heavy this shit would be if it was stainless?
Oh my God. Yeah, I couldn't, like, oh man, the 18s would be heavy. Level 1s would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous heavy.
Like 80 kilos. Like, fuck. Why did I buy these?
They'd be tough as hell, too. That'd be fine. Well, that's the biggest speaker that was made out of aluminum, I guess. There's nothing else that even comes close to it. Now everything is that crazy, what is it, fiberglass reinforced ABS plastic. Right? It's just cladded with aluminum now.
Yeah, well, works fine. I mean, I couldn't fathom 50s being fully made out of aluminium. Like with cool. 90s, you kind of have to because of the pressures and whatnot.
Mm.
Or at least there's more of a, how would you say, a justification for it because it's a massive ass heat sink as well for all the power.
Yeah, I miss my 90s now. We've been missing them for a while.
But also the 90s have, what, they have like nearly double the drivers of 50s?
There's 14, right?
Yeah, it's 7 on the 50s, so it has double the drivers.
Yeah, that's insane. Fuck, I couldn't even, like, if I owned this place here, I couldn't even have those 90s here to actually enjoy to listen to them.
Just put one in your bed and use it like a body pillow. Sleep with it.
Oh, good, man. Like, I can hear the freaking neighbors talking across the lake sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what are the walls insulated as?
They're insulated pretty good, but when they're outside, you could hear them.
But surely not through the wall. Surely that's through the windows.
No, you can't hear them when they're like next to you. No, you can't do that. But you can hear them running up the stairs through the wall. Because this wall is connected to them, and also the door entrance to their place is on this side of the house, and so is the staircase. Our staircase is on this side as well. So when they run, it just transfers through the fucking beams. Doesn't matter if you got two layers of drywall and insulation from both sides, and another 2 sheets of drywall. It just transfers.
No, if the frame is attached to one another, then it's contact noise and it's going to travel anyway.
That's right. So imagine if I choose the 990s here, I'd piss off fucking everybody all the way down in the entire quadplex. I'd be a very popular guy.
Well, or you could just invite them for a party.
That too. And then what? Worry about them not spill shit on my speakers.
I'll put the ones out in that case.
Still gotta go and repack them. Because I packed them that one bottom is here and one bottom is here, right? So they're lighter to carry. But now I'm thinking like, fuck, I should have just put them up and stand them up, because I didn't think that I would be able to stand them up in the storage. So I'm gonna stand them up. It gives me more room because I have a little bit more stuff to pack in, and that's it. And then go from there.
By the way, if B&O were to come with an 83-inch Harmony, would that make the choice harder if you ever were to go for a Harmony? Would you then have to think like 77 or 83, or would that really depend on where you live at the time?
It would depend on where I live at the time, because obviously don't forget that there's 90s, right? So that already takes up quite a bit of space. And
I would be 90s, it's fine.
All right. I would think I would want to see the 83-inch Harmony before that, because I don't like how thin the wood panels get. Right, they get thin and long. They get unproportionate or disproportionate rather. But I think the 77 Eclipse is the sweet spot for that design of the TV. 65, the panels are too chubby, and 88 they're too thin. So I would probably still consider a 77 if they don't come up with something different by the time I move to Florida, as far as the TVs are concerned, or if they're gonna make a new like a BeoSystem 5 or some shit. I don't know if I would venture down the BeoSystem 5 avenue. Probably, I would probably do that.
Yeah, depending on the space, I wouldn't mind that either. Because then you
with the 90s, like if I'm sitting alone and the imaging with the 90s, I would never need a center channel. Like if I just throw a 77 or whatever LG panel on the wall. But I do prefer the freestanding TVs. I do like that a lot. So
you're not much for the wall hanging TVs?
It depends. Like, well, the V1 was always on the wall back in the apartment, so I do like them on the wall. It's just my main TV I prefer to be freestanding and turnable, so then it can service multiple locations that you sit at, and you don't have not the glare, but like once you get the floor stand, man, you always want to have the fucking full screen like perpendicular to you, right? Because like, why not? You already paid for that, so you might as well have it and use it. And I do. So that's yeah, it's one of the most magical things about the TVs is that they can move to where you sit. Not you gotta go where the TV points.
Yeah, also for the people looking at the price, 18.5 grand for 77, and then you move to 88 and it's 47,800.
That's insane. How
But
expensive that panel is.
but this panel is like 30 grand or so. So the LG bit is more expensive than all the B&O stuff combined. So an 83 would be marginally more in asking price than the 77 because the 83-inch panel is like $1,000 more than this panel is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the US especially. I think the C2 83 was starting at 5,500 USD. And the G283, I think, would start at 6,500 USD.
Wow, that's not bad price at all.
No, when I bought my C9 77, I think they started at €9,000.
Fuck.
So that price has come down drastically.
Yeah.
Because I bought it late in the year, specifically for that price drop that happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think I don't know how much of a big difference it is in the tech when you or picture, let's say rather, between Gen X and Gen Y or Z, whatever.
It depends a bit. So coming from the Eclipse, right, which was a C7 OLED, to the C9, that step was massive. Because SD pictures were clearer on a 77-inch screen on the C9. Have a good evening, Prestige.
Yeah, see you, bud.
Which was kind of crazy. And then the HD was good on the C7, but it looked like 4K on the 77. So it's kind of weird that you had a much bigger panel, which was like nearly 100% larger in total screen real estate, but it was clearer than the smaller picture. And usually the smaller you make it, like the more clear it gets automatically.
Yeah. Interesting.
Then the switch from the C9 to the CX was marginal. To the C1, I think you got a higher refresh rate if you cared for gaming, like 120 hertz and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And they made some underlying changes, as in they made the red pixel a bit larger, meaning you get longer life out of your panel. Because the pixel that burns out the quickest is the red pixel, because it's the hardest light to make. So they physically made that part of the pixel larger, the red. And then I think on the C2, the main difference is that they kept that all, and then they added a heatsink. Meaning it'll keep the pixels much cooler, which also improves life expectancy, and also can make the pixels go brighter at the same heat level. So you can get even brighter picture quality. Is that something you really need? To me, my C9 is plenty bright enough. I've never needed more brightness in daytime.
And you have direct light coming into the place.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, these blinds are open half the day. Like, the only time only the half of the window sometimes is up, I don't know, in camera terms about here or so. And that's mostly so that it doesn't bleach the wood on the 50.
Yeah. I do the same with my 90s. The blinds came up till the sun went down, bro. That's it.
But after about 4 p.m. or so, the sun is gone past the wall, and then all the light comes in is that way. And it's still direct light, but
Mhm.
So even with the sun like sort of in your peripheral view right there, the C9 is plenty bright enough for me, but they say the C1 and C2 can go even brighter, and it's like, okay, free energy savings in that case for me.
I think it, it depends. I guess some people that just have a super bright environment that they have to have. I guess a very high light output on the TV panels. But
I mean, I'll pull that next week, but I wonder who here in chat has an OLED and thinks it's not bright enough. C9 and up, let's say.
I don't think anybody would even say that. That is not bright enough.
Yeah, because, well, the thing is, like, a lot of people like the Samsung panels because they go way brighter. They go to, like, I think some of them go, the Pro panels go up to like 4,000 nits or something. So you have a C1, Billy. Do you have all the power savings turned off, or is still some of that on? Because if it's on eco and that sort of thing, then it
because they default all this shit on.
Yeah, then it auto dims like crazy. Because I mean, on the C9 anyway, I think you can go from maximum to medium to minimal. And for power savings, what did I have it set to? I have it set to like the cinema. Is it the cinema preset? One of them, and which is quite a lot better than eco, and I think I have it set to medium power savings, and that's bright enough. Here anyway.
Yeah, I got all the power savings turned off on all of my TVs. I don't care. We're in Alberta, man. Fuck, we got energy here. God damn it.
It's not even that. Like the only reason because even when energy was cheap, right? I had that on because certain movies have these specular highlights in that HDR stuff where it was fucking blinding if you didn't have lights on at night. I mean, and it's still like, oh fuck, I'm looking right into the sun or something, but it's not like when everything was off, you were literally sitting like, God damn it, bright light, bright light.
I found the Eclipse a little bit too bright for me, for my liking when I was watching movies.
Yeah, so a C9 can go even brighter, and every model since then has the ability to go even brighter than that.
I don't know the movie I was watching, and it had literally a sunrise scene, like direct sun coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, wow, I didn't even know this can go that bright. So yeah, it's insane how bright it can go. But anyways, let's wrap her up. It's 10 minutes
Dan
over.
Star says CX77 could go higher at 68 nits, 680 nits. Maybe it's time, if that's not bright enough for you, maybe get a new panel. But that's fucking bright. That is really bright. That's probably also 10% view. So if you get a smaller box, like it'll go to like 7 to 800 something nits. Fuck me, that's bright.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We'll be back on Twitch tomorrow talking about nothing, and you can come join us in the Discord if you feel like it. And if you don't feel like it, then don't come. You can just sit here.
Simple as that.
And thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good weekend, and see you in the next one.
Bye.
You know, round this long night will fade away, and we go back to how to stretch his arms on the road, turn as they can with his shrill call into purple strangers in disguise. But until then,